Chris with Lift Kits for Less. Hey, check this thing out. Wow, this is for all you GM 1500 guys, all the way from 2007 to 2018. This is the SuperLift 8-inch full suspension system, featuring none other than our race-inspired King coilovers in the front, full length, and our rear King shocks as well. Hey, look, my goal today is to introduce this kit, go over this kit, all the features of the kit, some do's and don'ts, some challenges of lifting your truck and what you can run into. Also, guys, we're going to be installing this on a brand new 2017 GM 1500. We're going to go out to the truck right after this, get this installed, go over all the features of this on the truck, and then we're going to wrap it up and test drive it and see how this thing turns out. Now, obviously, SuperLift is legendary in the suspension world, been around since the 70s. These are great people to deal with. We deal with them on a daily basis. Mike's the sales manager there, runs the whole show. If you guys run into any problems, these guys are awesome, okay? Guys, before I get in this, get too far, upper left-hand corner should be an I. If you clicked on that I, this will take you to our product page. Directions, photos, video. If you get stuck, live chat, you need to talk to someone. We're here to help and help you through this process, okay? First of all, basically everything was the same for 07 to 18, but GM wanted to cut weight, so they came out with new control arms, stamped steel, aluminum versus cast. Now 07 to 13 is all cast. 2014, we get a mixture of cast and stamp, so we'll put up some photos of what that looks like. But basically, two part numbers. You got K919, that's cast steel, guys. You got cast arms. That's 07 to 13. Some of the 14s, some of the 15s still have cast. They get into later, so like 16, 17, 18 goes to stamp. That's a K908KG. All right, anytime you get lost, need help, hit us up. We're happy to help, okay? Let's get into this, okay? Independent front suspension. When you lift your vehicle and you do it the right way, when this sits on the ground, your upper control arms should sit straight out. Pretty much perfect. And this allows you to have full travel through the suspension, up and down. When things aren't done properly, you'll see guys with their upper control arms drooped out, and this really creates problems, a few problems. One, really horrible alignment specs, very difficult to get a good alignment, okay? Two, tire wear. Your tires are drooped out, you get horrible tire wear, so you're investing, you know, $300–400 a tire, 35s, 37s, and it's you know, horrible wear. They're wearing out 6 months, a year, just doesn't last long. Obviously, the goal, we're done with this, is this going to sit in the factory position? Now, I'm confident, knowing the history of SuperLift and how they do things, this is going to sit in the factory location. Another key point, guys, like, well, it's an 8, can I turn this into like a 10? You know, I want to clear 40-inch tires, I want to get really big. If you're going to do that, I wouldn't mess with the suspension. I would add a body lift kit, you know. Do the 8-inch suspension, add a 3-inch body, you're 11 inches, you get a massive tire. All right, adding on to suspension, just it can really compromise the entire system, because this is a system. It all works together. You got a front sway bar, you got differential drops, you got all these components that work in conjunction, and when you start trying to modify that, it can create problems, okay? All right, first of all, got a massive front cross member, massive rear cross member. That lowers the lower control arm, and then you span the distance with a brand new massive knuckle, okay? That puts everything back in the factory position. Now, this is a true 8-inch drop. You know, there's a few manufacturers out there that offer a 5-inch kit, they offer a 6-inch kit, they offer a 7.5-inch kit. The problem is they all come with the same cross member, which is kind of a head scratcher, because clearly they're being cheap, right? You should have a 5-inch cross member, you should have a 6-inch cross member, you should have a 7.5-inch. So that's what I like. We support companies that do things the right way, not the cheapest way, you know, really doing it the right way. So that's what SuperLift does. We're going to show you this right on the vehicle. All right, cross members in front. We got front sway bar drops. This is important. Drops that factory front sway bar down. Clearly massive differential drop. This is critical, guys. Want to get that differential all the way down so your diffs, your CVs are sitting straight out and not wanky and blowing out, okay? Massive diff drop. Here's your passenger side. Here's the driver's side. Gets that diff all the way back down, all right? CV spacers, 1.5 inches. This is going to space out your front more than the rear. So you're going to want to add some wheel spacers, about 1.5 inches in the rear if you want your front and rear to look identical. What else? Got a differential skid plate. Clearly I can see you got a front mount point rear mount point. It's going to lock that differential in and strengthen the front end of the suspension back up so it's nice and stiff. It's not sloppy. And then we got a little dip plate, also locks everything together and protects your differential. All right. That's basically your front components. Rear components, massive. Rear fabricated blocks, 7-inch. Uses 2 sets of U-bolts, massive ones, new nuts. All your hardware bags are here. That's basically the rear end. Obviously, this kit is a price point around, what is it, $3,600, $3,700. If you didn't use these Kings and you just want to go affordable, you can retain basically the SuperLift offers a standard shock package in the rear and then a strut spacer in the front. That's that price point's $1,400. So guys that want to save money, you can always add these Kings in later, but this obviously we're featuring this kit with the Kings. Now these Kings, they are valved for a massive tire. That's a challenge with just using your factory strut. That strut is valved for a really tiny tire, and all of a sudden you step up to a 35, a 37, and so on. This is going to handle that and perform much better. You know, and I use the word perform on purpose because ride quality is critical, it's important, but performance is what this system is about. This will offer a great daily ride, but when you off-road, this thing is going to allow you to show up to work on Monday. You know, you're not going to break your flimsy rear shock or a front strut. This thing will get you to work on Monday. Now, let's face it, guys. You know, this is a daily driver, right? We use this to get our family around. We use it to go to the rodeo and to the movies and do our daily things. And then on the weekend, sure, we want it to perform, but more importantly, we want to be able to make sure it doesn't break down. And that's what I like about this kit. I know it's going to do that. What else? Wheel tire fitment. The recommended tire on this is a 35, 12.5. That's too small. It's just too small. And for me, if I'm going to invest in an 8-inch kit, I want to clear 37. So I would go with a 37. If you get super aggressive on the offset with the wheels sticking out, you're going to have to do significant trimming. So I would look at just, you know, running. It's up to you. Like I said, you can always add a body lift kit, 1.5, a 3, to clear bigger tires if you want a big aggressive offset. All right. What else? Warranty. Now they do offer SuperLift stands by their product, limited lifetime. They also will have a drivetrain, powertrain warranty for additional peace of mind. That's free. You fill it out if you have motor issues or the manufacturer for whatever reason is trying to decline, saying, hey, you know, this lift kit caused your transmission to blow. That is an added benefit to SuperLift. They do offer that additional insurance at no additional cost. Okay. All right, guys, I'm pretty excited. I want to go get this thing in. I'm excited to see how it looks. And obviously, more importantly, I want to see how it feels when we get this thing done and go test it out. All right, guys, remember here, lift kits for less. You get more. Awesome. Gary just finished installing our 8-inch kit. I want to go over some components here, some highlights of this kit. So remember, guys, independent front suspension. You got upper control arm, lower control arm, and you got a knuckle that spans the distance, okay? Here's your factory. You can see this is a stamped steel control arm. The stamped steel control arm used to sit right here. The upper control arm stays in the stock position. So it's critical that when this sits on the ground, that upper control arm comes out. It's not resting on the droop limiter, and so we can get good alignment spec, good tire wear, and so on, okay? As you can see, this is a true 8-inch drop, front and rear. Here's our front cross member, rear cross member, and now the lower control arm is lowered. We make up the distance with this knuckle. Just to give you an idea, here's the OE knuckle. You can come around this way. See this tiny little guy? So you can see a massive new knuckle, all right? A couple of notes, guys. This does come with a new die, and they have you add a few more threads to get a little better grip of the outer tie rod here. Also, as you can see, obviously, this kit features the massive King coilover, full length. I mean, here's your factory OE one. Pretty tiny compared to that. Now this kit does give you the flexibility of just using a strut hat. Again, that's an option to save money. I can see why guys do that, right? Because we can always come back and add in a coilover package down the road. But for guys that just want to get into a performance kit, this is obviously the one. Here's your 1.5" CV spacer, solid aluminum, not that cheap plastic stuff like a lot of guys use. Here's the driver's side diff drop. It's got a 4-point mounting system. And then we'll zip over here. There is one little trim in here, guys, so this can slide up and in. You can see the trim right there. Same with on this side. There's a trim right there. You square that off so this will slide up and in. All right. Here's your other CV spacer. And here's the diff drop on this side. There's 2 mounts at the top. It comes with this spacer already in there. And then you have a washer on top, line all this up, and locks all this together. Super solid. And this is a huge drop, so I know when we set this on the ground, our CVs are going to sit almost, fairly straight, not prematurely fail. Here's the new sway bar link and the sway bar drop bracket. Drops the sway bar, puts everything back in the factory position. Zip in here. There's the back side of the passenger side diff drop. 4 mounting points. You do have one major cut. You cut this half of the cross member completely out of the way so we can get the differential to drop without any interference at all, okay? The rear's pretty straightforward. Obviously these King shocks are massive. This thing is just sick. And they not only are they just look badass with the anodized blue. It's pretty sweet. Here's your rear fabricated block. You can notice it's angled, so it corrects the pinion angle so we don't get any driveline vibrations. Looks good. Jump around here. Does one installation note, it takes your brake line bracket from the top of the rail and brings it underneath so we have enough slack in these. Okay. That's pretty much it. I'm looking forward to dropping this on the ground and testing it. Now the customer is going to be bringing us a lot bigger tire. He, like a lot of guys, they're trying to be budget minded. They'll go ahead and start with the tire that they had originally, but you can clearly step up to a 35-inch tire. I personally would try to squeeze a 37 underneath this. I just like that look. But some guys like a bigger wheel well, open wheel well. Some guys don't. And like I said, the cool thing is you can always add a body lift kit, kind of dial this in where you want it, okay? All right, we'll get this thing dropped and go check it out. Wow, these Kings are fantastic. This thing rides amazing. Very responsive, you know that factory strut, I don't want to say it's sloppy, but it's definitely not as responsive. This thing really just is amazing. It's dead on. So, hey guys, real quick, obviously this is a tiny tire. This is what he had. He's going to step up to like 35. He's on a budget minded right now, so he's just piecing this together. He already dumped 3,600 in the suspension. That's a negative 44, 22. These are the what are these? Turo Trail Blade MTs. They look pretty badass. I mean, the truck just looks stout as shit. Also, guys, our lot kind of slopes down, but this thing pretty much sits dead level. So I like the stance. This thing looks great. You got a true 8-inch lift. You can step up to 35s. Personally, I'd probably go to 37s. That's just me. Under braking, it was perfect. No issues at all. Very responsive. That's a testament to these Kings, coupled with SuperLift's history of making awesome suspension systems. Is really badass. So super stoked. Check the control arms out. Everything's coming straight out. Arms are out. CVs are straight out. I mean, this is perfect. We'll get a perfect alignment out of this. Excellent tire wear. So yeah, it's nice. All right, guys. Hey, remember here at Lift Kits for Less, we do everything we can to bring you fresh content. Subscribe to our channel. We do control arm installs and shock reviews, basically anything that pertains to the off-road world. We're always coming out with fresh content. Also, guys, if you like this video, please give us the like button. We really appreciate it. It goes a million miles for us. Like I said, at any time, click on the eye, takes you right to the product page. We stock this stuff regionally and nationally. If you're looking for an awesome lift kit, check us out here at Lift Kits for Less. You get more.